Hello, Assalamu alaikum students. Today we have a topic, and the topic is basically roles of management. So, if you have watched my previous videos, so maybe you know that we have discussed some other topics also in our previous classes. So, we have discussed the about the labor, the about the organizational structure and the span of control and the chain of command and the different methods that how to motivate our laborers and why it is important to motivate them and um, the different non-financial and financial rewards which we can use to in order to get motivated our employees. So we have discussed all these things in our previous classes. So now we are going to discuss about the management and the role of management. Like, of course, the management is also very important. We can say people for our business. So first of all, we are going to discuss about the importance of management, that why the management, the managers are very important for us. Labors are very important. We know that because labor are closely associated with our product. They are involved in making your products, and they are very closely connect with your customers. So that is why like they have their importance also, but it doesn't mean that management is not important. Of course, management is also important. Managers are also important. So today we are going to discuss about the importance of management and the roles of management, that why in any organization what are the roles which we have, which a manager have to play according to his authority and whatever. Okay, so first let's discuss about the management importance. Okay, so first of all, optimum utilization of resources, like management and decides that how to utilize the resources. Okay, like laborers cannot decide at how to use and in how much amount we should use a raw material and how to use the time of the labor and the different office or um, factory space, like how to use a space of the factory, how to use any type or any kind of resource, how to utilize the resources. So it is very important to see, and because if we don't utilize our resources in minimum amount, or you can say the optimum amount, so it means that we are wasting our resources. So if we are wasting our resources, so it means that our product will would not be at top, and of course, like we are wasting our resources, so it means that we are if somehow we are um, increase the wastage, and you know that wastage is also have a lot of drawbacks. And the number two, achievement of desired goals, because goals basically set by the managers, and it then we can say convey to the employees. So the desired goals which is desired by the organization, it always made by the management, and they know that how should we use different strategies and how to use different techniques to in order to achieve these desired goals of the organization. So that is why management is, this is the importance of the your managers, because they are very closely connected in making different goals, and they know that how to achieve these goals in the right time and in the from the right people. Minimize cost, like they make a lot of strategies that how to minimize cost from every aspect of the business. Like if it is about the labor, so they used to think like that okay, how to use the time of the labor so we can get a maximum amount of output and in minimum time, so and in minimum wages. And same goes with the raw material also, and the other things also. So they know that how to minimize the cost of the business so they can cut cost and they can gain the competitive advantage in the comparison with the competitors. Creates healthy working environment. Management also do this, because if the working environment is not healthy, so it means that your workers will demotivate, and of course there are a lot of drawbacks of the demotivation of the labor, like we have discussed this topic in the previous class, so that is why I don't want to prefer or don't want to stress over this topic. And helps in growth and expansion. Like if you want to grow your business, if you want to expand your business, so of course, like the goals and the optimum utilization of resources and minimize cost, like these three things play a bigger role in expansion. Because if you have a goal to expand, or if you have goal to grow, so it would be you can say achievable by the managers. Okay, because they will make a lot of salaries and tactics. So that is why management basically helps you in growth and expansion of your business. Improves company's goodwill. So maybe you know that what is goodwill. Goodwill basically it is a kind of asset, but is um, what type of asset it was. Basically, it is intangible asset. Like you cannot touch it, but it is asset. It is, you can say, the um, brand, or you can say the intelligence of your managers, because this is also your asset. You know, if your managers are so much experienced, and if your managers are, you can say that they have a lot of skills, so by using their skills and by using their experiences, you can achieve your goals. Okay, but it has no worth. Like we cannot you can say that measure in this worth in amount, in any figure. So that is why it is goodwill. Goodwill is basically your intangible asset. If you studied accounting, so you can easily connect with the meaning of goodwill. Motivate employees. So we know that managers are used to motivate the employees. So we all know that. Okay. So this is basically the importance. You can say the essential roles which have taken from the managers. Okay, so now we are going to discuss about the roles of management. So basically, all organizations, including businesses, have managers. We know that, and they may not be called managers because different titles can be used: leader, director, head teacher, and so on. So whatever their title, the task of all managers are very similar. No matter what the organization, if you are a student in a school or college, so if you are in a full-time employment, the managers of the organization will at some time have to fulfill the following functions. So like they have basically four functions. So the number one is planning. So the number one is planning. So what is the planning basically? Planning for the future of the organization involves, for example, setting aims or setting targets. For example, um, if you want to grow your business, and if you want to increase your market share by 20% for the next year, or if you want to increase your sales, or if you want to increase your profit by $100 million for the next year. So all these kind of you can say goals and aims which are supposed to plan by the managers. So the first role of management is planning. Okay, so basically these aims or targets will give the organization a sense of direction or purpose. Like if we don't have any target, so how could we know that what we have to do? Like if you are a student and you don't know that how much grade and how much percentage you want to achieve at the end of the your study year, like if you want to achieve 90% at the end of the O levels, so it means that you will plan your study time accordingly. Okay, but if you don't know that how much percentage you want to achieve in O levels, so you cannot plan properly. So that is why aims basically give the direction, a sense of direction to the managers and also your employees. So there will be a common feeling in the organization of having something to work towards. So it is a poor manager who does not plan for the future at all. So planning is the key of success, and planning is taken by the all the managers, and planning should be, we can say that, realistic. Okay. So this is kind of the role of for the managers. Okay. So after that we have the second role, which is organizing. Okay, so what is the meaning of organizing? So basically, managers cannot do anything, so everything. So like if managers are making aims and targets, so it cannot, we cannot say that like they have to, achieve those sales target by their own selves. No, like they just motivate their employees, and they will make them understand that how much these targets are important for us, for our organization, and they know that how which type of method would be useful to motivate them, and how can we achieve those targets very easily, very smoothly, and very tactically. Okay, so managers cannot, you can say that, involve, and managers cannot and could managers cannot involve in sales. Managers cannot serve the customers, because they always have other things and other bigger tasks to do in a routine. So tasks must be delegated to others in the organization by managers. So these people must have the resources to be able to do these tasks successfully. Okay, so it is therefore the manager's responsibility to organize people and resources effectively. Okay, for example, if your company got a project of making 100 million shirts in 1 month, so it is the responsibility of manager that how to use the labor, and how much amount of labor, how much number of labor we should use in order to complete a 100 million target in a month. And if we have to if we have to convince them, if we have to convince our laborers to work overnight or overtime, so what type of motivating methods we should use, a manager should use. So these kind of, you can say that, resources, the labors and the raw materials, which raw material would be appropriate and which raw material would be minimize your cost, so you can cut the cost and you can easily, you can say that, sell that much amount of shirts in higher, say what can I say, the selling price, so we can, you can maximize our profitability. So organizing, basically, that the managers are basically organizing the raw material, organizing the resources. So this is the manager's responsibility to organize people and resources effectively according to their targets and their aims. So an organization chart can help to show who has the authority or to do different jobs, and it also help to make sure that specialization occurs, and that two people do not end up doing the same task. So an effective manager will organize people and resources very carefully. Okay. So the third the third one is basically coordinating. So what is coordinating? Basically, coordinating means bringing together. Bringing together means bringing the employees and all the workers together. So managers may be very good at planning and organizing, but they have failed to bring people. Like, okay, they like made a plan that how to work in, how to achieve our aims and targets in 1 year. Okay, and we, like, a manager, organize all the resources and the labors according to the planning, but he but didn't know that how to coordinate the people. He doesn't know that how to motivate them, because coordinating is very important. If you are not coordinating well with your employees, so it means that you cannot motivate them, and you cannot create a sense of responsibility between them, And if there is no sense of responsibility have been created, so it means that employees will not work accordingly, and your organizing skill and planning skill will be fail. That is why coordinating is very important. You should know that how to bring the people under one umbrella, and you can use the togetherness of the employees in like how to translate that togetherness into your planning and your aims and your targets. Okay, so it is very important that the coordinating skill is very important. So it means that if it is a manager, so he should be you can say that he should be give 100% all the roles. If he fail in any role, one of them, so it means that he is not a capable manager. Okay, so but if they fail to bring the people in the organization together, so this is a real danger with the functional form or for organization. So different departments can be working away in their own specialized areas without making contact with the people from other departments. So, for example, there is no point in the marketing department planning the launch of the new product unless they have worked with coordinated with the operations department. Because operation department is very important, because operation department is responsible to make that product. So, if marketing department bring together, like marketing department is very keen towards the launch of the new product, but operation department not bring together by the manager. So how marketing department will successful at the launch of the product. Of course, operation department should be there. Operation department should be, we can say that, keen towards the launch of that product, because if they don't, so it means that your product will be fail. Like there are 100% chances of the failing of your product. Okay, so this is very important, the bringing up the people. So good manager will therefore make sure that all the departments in the organization work together to achieve the plans originally set by the manager. Okay, so this is very important aspect or the very important role of management, which should be taken by the managers very appropriately and very effectively. Okay, so after that, the fourth role is basically commanding. Commanding basically order, commanding like basically order to the your subordinates. So many people think that this is all managers do. So like every people think that okay, if a person is a manager, so it means that the job of the manager is only the commanding the people, like to give the order to the subordinates. So it doesn't like this. So basically, the task of management is more concerned with guiding, leading, and supervising people than just telling them what to do. Okay, like they have to lead them, they have to supervise them, they have to make them understand that which type of task um, should be do in the better way. Okay, so managers have to make sure that all supervisors and workers are keeping to targets and deadlines. So instruction and guidance must be provided by the manager. So it is also their responsibility to make sure that tasks are carried out by the people below them in organization. So commanding is another role of management, um, which should be played by the managers effectively. And the last is controlling. What is controlling basically? So this is a never-ending task of management, because controlling is that kind of thing which should be, you can say that, which happen always. Like a manager should be, create a situation, or you can say that a manager should be there um, on the head of the employees, so he can betterly control that how the task is going. Does the task is going according to the targets, according to the aims, like employees are working effectively or not, do like are they doing the task appropriately. So these kind of things called controlling. So this is why this is called never ending task of management. So managers must try to measure and evaluate the work of all individuals and groups to make sure that they are on target. There is a little point in planning and organizing if managers then fail to check if managers fail to check that the original aims are being met, so if it seems that certain groups are failing to do, so what is expected of them? The managers may have to take some corrective action. So this is not necessarily disciplining staff, although that might be important. So there might be reasons for poor performance other than inefficient workers. So it is the manager's job to find out why targets are not being met and then to correct the problem. Okay, so this should be achieved, should be worked by the managers properly if this this want to be successful by the organization. Okay, so controlling would be fail if a sense of control and direction would be lost, coordination between departments leading to wasted of effort, control of employees would be lost, organization of resources leading to low output and sales. So these kind of, you can say, are factors which will affect the controlling, like which will make your controlling worse or which will make your controlling better and the bestest. Okay. So this is basically the short introduction or the short lecture of the rules of management. Okay, students, goodbye, Allah Hafiz, and we will meet in another class with us with a brewed content with a fresh topic.